Well, g'day fishers. Welcome to a wet fishing report this week. It has been bucketing down for the last 2 days here in Port Stephens. I think most of the east coast has been copping a drenching, but that's probably going to be a good thing. You'll find that species in the bay will certainly fire up with that dirty water pushing down at the moment. It'll take a couple of days, but you'll find that we will get some discoloured water moving down the bay over the weekend, that's for sure. But it will definitely do the fishing good, although a lot of people don't think it will. It definitely will help, that's for sure. You'll notice that the last couple of years when we've had a rain event, it's definitely sparked up a lot of bait fish in the bay, and obviously we've had pelagic species and things like that. So it can only help, that's for sure. As for the weather this weekend, forecast suggesting that Saturday, especially Saturday afternoon, might be a little bit better, but Sunday looks pretty good. So definitely worth a shot looking at the weekend, the latter part of the weekend, for get out for a fish. Just be wary though inside the bay there, if you're going to leave early morning to head offshore, that there might be a little bit of debris coming down the bay there, so coming out of the Mile system and also the Karua there. So just be careful that we might see a little bit of debris floating down through the bay. So take it easy if you're running up through the head, especially from Soldiers Point Way in the dark. And don't forget, I believe daylight saving finishes this weekend, so we're getting an extra hour sleeping. You beauty. Anyway, so what's happening? Well, the trailer boat tournament has started today. I feel sorry for those anglers out there fishing, but believe it or not, there has been some good fish already being caught. Jack Hammond, local, he's been into the flatties today. Flathead back on the board with the trailer boat tournament, although it is a catch and release species only, so it's a photograph and release, which is great because we're moving with the times. But I believe he's got an 80 centimetre flathead, a 74 centimetre flathead, and a 77 centimetre flathead. So I tell you what, it's going to be hard to beat those three fish over the weekend, but you never know. So still 2 days to go, but that's really, really good fishing. I heard of a couple of nice tailor over a kilo as well, and a couple of drummer, so at the moment. But with the weather the way it is, obviously a lot of people decided to head to the pub and have a counter lunch instead of get out there and getting drenched. But tomorrow is going to be a different day, so too Sunday. So keep posted on the results of the trailer boat tournament this weekend. Like I said, we're going to see that dirty water move down the bay, but it's going to fire up a few species, especially mulloway. We're just about to hit that mullet run. I think the mullet run will be a little bit early, and those predators won't be too far behind, especially mulloway. So they love a bit of dirty water, and we're certainly going to cop that over the weekend. So look out, it'd be definitely worth getting in amongst the mulloway over the next 2 days or so. We've got good tides for it too, incoming tide early morning, late afternoon. So definitely worth a mulloway. The breakwalls, Nelson Bay, the anchorage would be worth a shot looking for a mulloway along there. Now the brim will fire up too. Brim will start to school up along the rock walls. They'll be a little bit early this year. Don't think they're ready to spawn, but definitely worth a shot for a few brim as they move down the estuary system with this dirty water. So too the Ludrick, although it's probably a little bit early for them, another month or so. But I think with this bit of fresh that'll come down, it will certainly spark up the Ludrick season moving into May and June, that's for sure. So worth a shot. Now, a few people have asked, what's going to happen with the longtails? Well, they're fish, they swim. So what's going to happen is that dirty water is probably going to meet the incoming tide down at the entrance there. Depends how much fresh actually comes down. But if we get what we call a tide line, when we see that good water from offshore move into the dirty water of the estuary, obviously that's where your bait's going to stack up, and that's where the longtails will probably work along if you're chasing those inside the bay at the moment. But it will change things for a week or two, but it'll come back stronger, that's for sure. So definitely worth getting out there this weekend. The beaches and the rocks, well, I think it's going to be a bit of a write-off, at least until maybe Sunday, with a swell predicted there. Reports there was some really good squid caught off the rocks this week. Chad sent me some photos, an absolute cracker squid, which we haven't seen squid for a little while because obviously the last time we had a big rain event, I don't think it'd be as big this time. But when that swell calms down, definitely worth a squid off the rocks. Obviously this time of year, anything from cobia to longtails, but after the swell coming into Sunday, it'd be worth throwing a few baits into the washers there. I think you'll find there'll be some drummer, some brim. It'd be also worth a shot at a snapper off the rocks as well. Likewise with the beaches, a bit of dirty water on the beaches will definitely get the mulloway fired up, and you will see some early season brim, I think, along the beaches as well, and maybe some flatties. So check out the beaches on Sunday, but I think Saturday will be a write-off on the beaches. Like I said, the rocks as well. So you want to keep safe off the ocean rocks. On the offshore scene, some really good snapper hanging around, cobia as well. Some big cobia caught this week. Brian Pilley, 33 kilo cobia, well done to him. So some really nice fish being caught offshore at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this swell, but I think Sunday definitely be fishable offshore. Definitely worth a shot for a few snap around the washes there. Fingal Island, Little Island, throw some pillies in the wash. I reckon you'll get a few nice reds out of the washes. Some good tailor about as well, like I said. There's a couple of nice tailor weighed today in the trailer boat tournament at the moment. I'll have to see how dirty the water is, whether the kings will still be there, but it'd be definitely worth a shot if you want to go further out to Allmark and fish for a few kingies out there if that current has backed off. The Fad had some really nice dolphin fish during the week. The water came in good, especially early in the week, Monday, Tuesday. So it'd be worth a shot out there as well. We'll just have to see what the sea does to the water temperature. And as for marlin, well, the Calypso boys, they actually went fly fishing this week for marlin. Teaser fishing, they hooked a couple of fish, but had pretty amazing teaser fishing during the week there as well. So we'll have to wait and see. I'd say Sunday to see if those stripes are still there, but by all reports from what the Calypso did early during the week, we might see a really good bite happening very shortly on the edge of the shelf. Traditionally, April is striped marlin month for Port Stephens. Anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you get out during the weekend. Like I said, I think the fishing's only going to get better from here on in.